Pure CRT, Fat Finger Squad in the building. You're now tuned into the network, bruh. Who left his phone over there? Y'all know what time it is? No, you don't. Know why? I typically don't stream on Saturdays, but I just finished my workout. Feeling good. Got some time to myself, and I said I want to knock this. Y'all know I want to get through this book, man. This is CCNA level stuff. I want to go back to start studying the CCNP level stuff and drill that stuff in my head, and that's what I love about this book. Anybody rocking with me tonight? If not, or this morning, if not, it's all good though, because we're gonna lab anyway, with or without you. If you are labbing with me, this is the lab guide that I use. 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. You can get a copy of this from 101labs.net, or there should be a link in the description box below. If you are part of the Fat Finger Squad, you will know that I'm streaming, because I let y'all know in the Discord server. And if you're not part of the Discord server, there is the link in the chat room right there. I typically don't stream on Saturdays, man. My schedule is Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my YouTube. And the rest of the stuff, I got, work-life balance and stuff. Got my daughter typically on Saturdays. Today's lab is debugging network traffic using extended ACL. So we're doing ACLs today again. Should be the same topology as the other day. Just two routers, drag and drop two routers. Let me go and see. I might still have that picture. Let me bring that up real quick. Let me bring that up. Bring that back. Bring that back. Y'all can hear me, right? Let me know if you can hear me. Hit me with a bruh. What time zone you in? Eastern time. My bad. All right, so if you're part of the, we got Geek Master in the building. What's going on, Geek Master? You got your book, right? If not, then you can just follow along and stuff. But just drag and drop two routers, router 1 and router 3. For some reason, I don't know why he do that. Home lab, router 1 should be there. And then router 3, I'm going to do like this, connect and tab, because that's what I got the other day. And I guess we can have them back to back like that, right? Back to back. And I don't know why router 3 act like he wants smaller font. Let's see if we can fix him. Session options, and say terminal appearance 10 font. That should be like 16, right? 16 bold. 16 bold. We'll do 18. Nah, 16. Nah, 18. We'll do 18 bold. Click OK. There you go. He's 16. So let's do that. Let's match him up. 16 bold. Shashadar said we can hear. Good. What page you on in that? Okay, the book. Shout out to Musa the Gamer. Appreciate you for tuning in. We are on page 415 in the book. 415. Lab number 95. Lab number 95. We almost done with this book, man. It's 415 pages. We're on page 415. This book got 557. I'm not gonna do the frame relay. That last lab is frame relay. I'm not doing that stuff, man. Actually, the last two, configuring a frame relay switch. We ain't got to do all of that, man. I think on the upper level stuff they took out frame relay, so we ain't got to do all of that. But anyways, we're on lab number 95, and this book is called 101 Labs, right? But it's actually about 120 because they give you a couple bonus ones at the end. That's what I love about Paul Browning and stuff. He likes to drill this shit in our head, man. Drag and drop again, two routers just like that, back to back. I guess we can have them just like that too. Let's see if that works. Let's see how it works out for this stream, because I know sometimes if you do show IP interface brief, you ain't gonna be able to see the whole output. So that's why you see there. That's why I don't like it doing that way. Let's see. Unless I make the font bigger. I mean smaller. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. We'll try this out. Let's see. I'll do show IP interface brief again. You see, it's like broken. I don't like that, man. That's why I like them sitting beside each other like that right there, right? And then whenever I need to tab over to the next one, boom, you can see the whole thing, right? Rather than the output all broken up. So obviously all of our interfaces are admin down. What we needed to bring up, we need to bring up paint, so that way y'all can explain the topology while I'm working it. I have not done this lab, so I will be freestyling it. That's what I like about doing these live streams. I just kind of do it, and while I'm doing it, I'm trying to explain it to y'all to see what they trying to get us to do, what they trying to get us to experiment with, what they want us to learn. Obviously, this this lab is called Debugging. What I said it was called? Debugging network traffic using extended ACLs. You know what debugging is, right? It's basically like logs and stuff that pop up. You know how when you kind of like exit out of this, right? Or you go into global config mode, right? And you back out, and you get that little message right there, right? That's like they call that a syslog message, right? Debugging kind of like turns that on for almost any little thing. Like you could debug EIGRP traffic, OSPF traffic, any kind of traffic that you want. But you could use ACLs to kind of like filter that traffic and stuff if you want to. So, and extended ACLs, obviously, we check the source, destination, plus the protocol it is. So, and that's what this they'll have us do. I want to say it's ACL topology, just like that. Let's see. No. 1.1. Oh, but they don't have loopbacks. So it's pretty much that, but without the loopbacks. We should do that. Let's see if we can select him. We'll do a rectangular section. That way we can cut him out, right? All right, we'll do this. Let's cut this guy out. Let's do this. All right, just like that right there. All right, and then we're gonna take him and extend him. See if this works. Just so y'all can see this stuff, what I'm doing here. And I think that's the topology right there. Let me see. 000. Yep, that's the exact topology that they did. So they kind of reuse it over and over again. So it is what it is, though. We'll save that as ACL 4, I guess 5. I ran this thing a bunch of times. All right, so let me get my marker going too. We'll go with green today. Y'all with me so far? Y'all, did y'all get y'all routers up and running? What are you using? Even GNS3? Y'all put it in the chat. Let me know what y'all using. Shout out to Shashadar in the building. Geek Master said, just decided to just order 101 Labs CCNP hands-on. Oh, that's what's up, since you're almost finished with the CCNA. That's what's up, Geek Master. So you're going to be right there, right along with us. I estimate about 3 weeks we should be done with this book right here. We can probably do it even quicker because, you see, I typically don't lab on Sundays or Saturdays, and I'm just trying to get through this book, man, because I want to get to the CCNP level stuff, man. So that's a good idea that you got the CCNP one. I want to make this a little bit. I want to move all this shit up. That's what I need to do. Y'all know I'm a little perfectionist, man. When it comes to this, well, not really, but boom. Okay, move him over. Yep. Move him up just like that. We just need a little bit of space to draw and stuff. I'm good to go. And let's make our drawing space a little bit smaller. But that's a good idea, Geek Master, man. We're gonna do some CCNP stuff. I was thinking about getting the Boss on NetSim. I've been talking that shit so many times. Like, I'm in talks with these people. They're supposed to give me a promotional copy. That way, like, if I get people to order it from there, they get like 10% off if they put like the NetworkBruh code or something like that, you know. And you know, they kind of dropped the ball. I haven't really like reached out to them. I was just like, hey man, I reached out to them. I was like, well, you know, I still am kind of a small YouTuber, but at the time I was like, hey, you know, I want to, you know, put your Geek Master using physical equipment. That's what's up. And I was telling them, hey, you know, I'm trying to promote this stuff, and I like this lab, and I've been using it on my channel. They're like, okay, great. And at the time, I was like, hey, I got 1,000 subscribers, so a lot of people are, you know, kind of like at least looking at me and stuff. They're like, okay, give us your contact information. And I gave them my contact information. They never hit me up. So I hit them up again. And I was like, hey, man, I'm at 2,000 subscribers. And they was like, okay, cool. Well, send us your information. We'll send you the form, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I did send it to you. And then I didn't hear back. I'm at 3,000. Didn't say nothing. Now, last week, I just reached 4,000 subscribers. Just wait. I'm going to forget about them once I get like 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, man, I don't need your little application anymore, man. I'm doing my own thing, man. So, router, or we'll start with task 1. Okay, so we're 12 minutes of the stream, so we can start, right? We'll do the host names, right? Y'all already know how to do that. Router 1 and router 3. I already configured them as router 1 and router 3. Anybody don't know how to do host names? Let me know. If not, I'll show you, right? You just configure a terminal, right? You just type in host name and name him whatever you want, right? Router 3. Or if you want to call it the network, bruh, a router hyphen router, it'll do like that, and it'll change the name, right? But you ain't got to do all that because we said today he is R3. So we do that, right? Task number 2 was to configure the serial interface, right? So let me know, are you guys using serial interfaces too? So we're gonna configure that IP address on their respective interfaces, right? That's 000, that's 000. Mine is gonna be 000, remember? Because when I did the show IP interface brief, you see it right there, it's a 000. So your interface might be different. This guy got to do the clocking, so he got to provide clocking to him, right? And they want it at a speed of 768 kilobits per second. It sounds like Groundhog's Day, right? Because this is like the last 5 labs had these same exact damn tasks. But it is what it is. Y'all know I like drilling this stuff in my head. I don't care how repetitive it may sound. IP address. Anybody got any questions or anything so far? I know we just getting started, and y'all probably seen this a million times if you're a loyal subscriber and stuff. .2 120 192, right? Yeah, that 192. We're gonna give them the clock rate, slock rate. I think that's 768, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not 768 kilobits per second. But no shut that bad boy. We got to do that interface over there on router 3. Oh, I put Control Z. That's why I was messing that up, I think. No, that's not why. So where we at? Control Y. We said router 3's interfaces, right? So Geek Master's using physical equipment. What else are you guys using? Shastadar, what are you using? Musa the Gamer. I know you're using PNet Lab, right? Dave W is back in the building. What's going on, Dave? Shout out to Dave. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. You've been on like anytime I stream, man. I'm trying to catch y'all and be like, let me see if I can sneak in the lab and maybe nobody's watching and stuff, man. But you guys motivate me, man. So we're gonna do this interface right here, right? Bring that back. That interface right there, give them that IP address. Interface serial 000, IP address of 172.16.1.2. Subnet mask of /26, which is not 128 but 192. No shut that bad boy. Check this out. How many times you guys done that right there, right? All right, so now we want to task number 3. How many tasks is in here before we move on to the next one? It's only 5 tasks here, and we're already at task 3, so we'll be able to knock this out real quick and go to the next one, right? Configure an extended ACL. They ain't even have us test basic connectivity. Let's go ahead and do that, right? Because we know our fundamentals. Before they have us doing all this crazy shit, extended and stuff, let's test our basic connectivity right here, right? Let's have router 1 ping router 3, right? Come on, what's going on with you, Paul Browning? I know he probably left that out just to save some letters in his book, right? There's some stuff that are just a given, so they don't put it in a book. Because look, this book is about 500 something pages. Imagine if they tell you every time, you know, holding a hand to do shit like that, right? But let's go ahead and do that. He's 1.2 actually, and we got some basic connectivity. Pray to the network guys. We got to reply, right? So we know it works. You guys caught up? Dave W's in GNS3. That's what's up. Musa the Gamer. Yup. PNet Lab. It's about 6 of y'all in here, 7 of y'all in here. But one of y'all just tuned out. I hope all of you guys are labbing right now. Don't be like me when I used to watch these live streams, like Keith Barker and stuff. He'll live stream, and I'll just sit there and watch, hoping that stuff that, you know what, it comes in one ear and out the other, and hopefully I remember it. But if you're actually hands-on and doing this stuff along with us, it's a lot better, and you're really gonna learn, man. I'm like, anytime you guys are streaming, I'm gonna make sure you guys are labbing along with me. I want to be labbing alone. He said 1.2. What you mean, Shastadar? 1.2? Did I give him the right address? Yes, I had him ping 1.2 exactly, right? And obviously, if I do it the other way around and ping him 1.1, it should work, right? Because we got bidirectional connectivity. I'm just waiting right now to make sure everybody got caught up. 16.1.1. He obviously works, right? So yes, thank you for correcting me on that. So yeah, task 3: configure an extended ACL on router 1. So we got to go to router 1, right? Make sure we're on the right one. We're gonna configure an extended ACL right here, right? That's gonna be blocking stuff, right? So we got an ACL right here. Come on, we got an ACL right here, and he gonna be blocking shit, right? Anybody that try to come in, we gonna block that shit, right? Or not block it, but we gonna say who can come in and who can't come in to match and permit all ICMP traffic. Use ACL number 111. So any traffic that come through here will be permitted, will be granted access, right? And we got to name it number 11, or number it number 111 actually, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Y'all remember how to do that, right? If not, then just follow along. So ACL number 11, right? We go to global config mode. We said it's an extended one, so that means we're going to be checking the source, the destination, plus the protocol, which is ICMP, which is the equivalent of what? Ping. Y'all remember what does ping stand for? Y'all remember what ping stands for? That's y'all pop quiz for today. And don't Google it. Ping. Interface, not interface, what the hell am I doing? IP access list extended. We extended, they said 111. I put 11 there. So it's 111. Is that what you said? Yeah. Enter, that puts us in extended numbered ACL configuration mode. And we said we're going to allow, he said, match and permit all ICMP traffic. So now we put the protocol first, ICMP, all traffic. So that means pretty much, he said all traffic. So pretty much any is all you really need to do, right? Any, permit ICMP, any, use that ACL. And then after that, he said, enable detailed debugging on router 1 using the debug IP packet 111 detail command. Interesting. So now I ain't gonna do any logs. So we'll just do like that right there. ICMP, any, which means the ACL that we created, this one right here, right? We're gonna allow any traffic to go through it, any ping traffic. That's basically what we did right there, right? Anybody got any questions or anything so far? Anybody lost? Do I sound like I'm speaking in Chinese right now? That's right, Shashadar. Packet Internet Groper. That's what it stands for. Now this is I don't know, an unofficial fact about ping is that they said that the reply is called a pong. So you know when you ping something, right? The echo response, the echo request is called a ping, right? P-I-N-G. I ain't gonna write it all off for y'all. And then the reply is called a pong, right? So they call it ping pong. And I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, or if that's just something that they say in the internet circles and shit. But I think that's what they where they got that from. But anyways, so we got our ACL to show our work halfway through our stream, right? Or halfway through our work, show access list. And we know that we're permitting any ICMP traffic with this. Now they want us to turn on debugging. So IP debug, right? No, debug IP, debug beep, 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 beep. Debug IP. He said ICMP packet. Hold on, I got a question mark through this because I can't remember what he said. ICMP. So let me see. Oh no, he said debug IP packet. That's what it is. And then 111. So if I have a question mark, we'll see for context sensitive help what options you have there. What type of packet you want to filter or debug. Because remember what I said about debug, right? If you just do debug IP, or if you just do debug, what is it? All? Debug IP packet all? No, not, what is it? To see any debugging. I thought it was like debug all, right? Anybody remember? If you want to debug every single thing, was it debug IP packet? There it is right there. Enable all debugging. So you'll be able to turn on every little thing that this router is doing. Be careful with this command in the production environment because you can crash your router. Because the CPU got to process all that information. Any kind of egress traffic is giving you logs on what the hell's going on with this router. So be careful with that. Now, what they are having us do is debug IP packet 111. So we're filtering, or we're just checking the logs for anything that comes and matches this ACL that we created. That's what we're doing here, right? So debug IP packet, he said detail 111. Oh, he said 111 detail packet 111 detail. Yeah, 111, right? Because that is where the access list is falls in between, which is crazy because I thought, oh, they don't split it up. They don't split it up because I think it's, what is it? 1 through 199 is extended, so they don't care. Anyways, so now detail, press enter, and now I think what they're gonna have us do is before I even read the next step, because remember I didn't do this lab yet, right? So what they're gonna have us do is actually ping across, and as it's going, it's gonna kind of like, you know, sound the alarm and let us know what kind of traffic matches this ACL that we created, right? So let's see. Task number 5. Actually, I'm gonna finish task 4. Is what he says. This ACL specifies that we are only gonna be limiting debugging to the traffic type specified in the ACL, which is ICMP. So this is a good reason, or a good, I guess, troubleshooting tool. Let's say we got a server that's sitting out here and we having issues with I don't know, like some kind of traffic that, or maybe something that's not coming across, maybe some images that are not coming across. We can filter the type of traffic that's coming across this ACL, and we're gonna match that type of traffic, and kind of like, it's almost kind of like Wireshark on your router, because now you're seeing and getting information on that packet there, right? So but it's not gonna be as detailed. You're just gonna see a log, what time it came in and shit like that, right? So Shashidar said he enabled debugging all in his first job. Oh Lord, man, how long did you stay after that, or how long were you into your career after that? You know, I ain't trying to put you on blast like that, but you know, give us some details of what happened there. But I've heard some stories about that, and I've learned before I even got into the network field, don't do debug IP or debug all or whatever. But anywho, what he said. So yeah, we're filtering our ICMP traffic. Ping router 2 from router 1. He said ping router 2 from router 1. It's actually router 3. So I don't know if that's a typo or not. But he said he probably meant ping router 1 from router 3 in my sense, right? So we're gonna have him ping, because the ACL sitting over there, right? Ping there, and then watch the logs fly basically. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go to router 3 and ping like we did, like that, right? This, right? It's gonna come across, and we're gonna watch the pings come across and see what happens, right? Ping. We go back to router 1. Did I turn it on? There it is right there, right? So now let's go ahead and dissect some of this traffic that just came in, right? We got some pings coming in, coming out, coming in. Because remember, when you ping, right, you send it 5 times by default, right? So I sent 5 packets, right? We got some replies, and remember, we basically got a ping and then a prong. So basically, we got we sent the ping that way, and then we got some replies that way. And as that's happening, we're getting the debug. So let's go ahead and router 1, take a look at that, right? Just kind of filter, see what the hell all this whatchamacallit, all this stuff is. Gobbledygook, as some people would say. So we got here, IP source is 1.2. Who's that? That's this guy right here, 1.2, right? Then it came from serial 000, right? Is that him? Yeah, that's the source. His serial 000, that guy right there. And then the destination is 1.1, which is what? That right there, obviously, right? This is simple topology, so this should be really easy to decipher, right? And get rid of all this shit. Length is 100. I believe that's the size of the packet. Let's see. Length 100. Don't really say. I think that's the size of the packet, right? What we could do is change the size of the packet when we send it next time. But I believe that's what length is. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Shashidar said it was a switch. And I had no option. We had to restart the switch. Productivity stopped for almost 10 minutes. 45 users were affected. Oh Lord. I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal, and you know, some people, you know, everybody makes mistakes in their job. So, but it's all good. Thank you for sharing that story with us, man. But that's crazy, man. Yeah, I've heard about that, man. If you do debug IP, you got no choice but to shut that thing down. If you do debug IP all, and you see how we just did right now, we're only filtering 1 ACL, and we got all this damn gobbledygook that came across this ACL, right? So imagine you do debug IP all like my man Shashidar did. And hopefully they stuck around, they kept you around. But you do something like that, man, that's crazy, man. You can crash the CPU, and all you can do is just unplug that bitch. So, but anyways, so destination was 1.1. The length, I believe, is the size of the packet. It says input feature. This is obviously the time and date that the packet came in. ICMP type 8. Don't know what the hell it is. Let's go ahead and Google it and see. ICMP type 8. Yes, I'm doing that in a damn live stream. Let's see. Type 8. Oh yeah, so that is when you look up, like let's say we did a Wireshark capture, it tells us that it is a type, it is an echo. So here's the types. So you know how, like if you do Wireshark and you see the header information, this is a type 8. This lets you know it's an echo, not an echo reply, but yeah, type 0 is echo reply. So this is kind of like the request that came in. The other one should probably be obviously a type, not type 8, where is it? Type 0, right? So we saw the type 8 just now, type 8 echo, right? There it is right there, see? No, that's not it. Let me see. It's type 8. code 0, R type 80, I thought I would have seen at least a type. There you go. This is the reply, right? Because remember, ping pong, right? So we got the echo request, which is the type 0, right? And then the reply. Now this is if you're just looking it up in like Wireshark and you looking at you putting the microscope on the header and shit like that, right? That is what you would that is what you would see. But obviously you can do that on the router as well. So this would be the type 0, which is the reply, right? So ping pong, right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong if that's true or not, man. But that's what I heard about pinging. But what else we got here? That first line we said FIB, which is the forwarding information base. And that's where we got that information from. Route packet from 000, and then source 1.2, which is this guy again. And then destination was 1.1. So this was obviously the type 8, which is the request or the echo. And then the reply, which would be the type 0. Let's look at that one real quick. Routing succeeded. So he saw it in his routing table and he sent it back, right? So source is 1.1. This time it came from here, right? And then he sent it over to this right here, which is the destination 1.2, obviously, right? And that's pretty much it, man. Ping for so basically that was task 5. If you guys did it along with me, go ahead and filter through all of that if you want to. You should see some detailed information printed on the console on router 1 based on your debugging. When you are done, disable debugging on router 1, which obviously you could do. The easiest way to do it is U all. That's short for undebug all. So in case you did like what my man Shashadar did, you could do U all, and that turns off all debugging, right? But if we want to turn off that specific debugging that we did right there, debug IP. Now we turned it back on, right? You got to do let's see, undebug, right? Now you got to do the actual one. So IP packet, right? And then the actual ACL, right? Question mark for context sensitive help, 111. Now we turned off specifically that that debugging. But if you want to do like if you got caught like Shashadar did over there, you just do you all, that turns off all debugging. But 9 times out of 10, if you got a lot of traffic coming in and then you debugging and you got all this shit going on, you might not even be able to type in you all. Matter of fact, I remember at work this week, I remember consoling in my boss and my other coworker. They were at home, and I was the only one in the data center. And they was like, "Hey man, we can't remote into the 6807. Can you go in there and see what's going on?" So I was like, "All right, cool." So I go in there, console in, and I see a whole bunch of log messages, but it was Mac moves, right? If you know anything about that, that's basically the switch is learning stuff from different VLANs, right? But from the same device. And I couldn't even type in the terminal. I was trying to type. I was trying to get into global config mode to do. I was like, "Hey man, I can't even type anything." He was just like, type in you all or type. I was like, I couldn't even do nothing, but I was in the wrong mode and I didn't realize it until later on. And then he was like, "Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut down the VLAN." Boom. Once he did that, the log messages came off, right? So I was like, "Oh, you know what? I was in user exec mode, so nothing I could do." So went in there and finally did it. But basically, the point I was trying to make is, I probably could have done you all, but at that situation, I couldn't even type. So that's why Shashadar probably had to just unplug the router or rebooted all the switch altogether for him to type. So that's pretty much it for that lab. If you guys want to follow along, and I hope you follow along in this lab, this is the book we use. 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. We wrapping this up though. You can get a copy of this from 101labs.net. It is authored by this guy named Paul Browning and co-authored by Farai Tafa. He's a double CCIE, and these guys are both really smart. And that's why I love this book, because experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do. That's why I'm always preaching hands-on to you guys and asking you to follow along with me. Not just to get a copy of this book so I can get my commission. And if you do want to help me out in this channel, there is a link in the description box below. And then you can get this book, and then I get, a little small, little commission. It's like a couple cents, so it ain't even that serious. But anyways, let's go ahead and knock out the next lab. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for some people to get caught up. If they're filtering through these debug messages right here. The next lab, we'll go ahead and do that too. That was lab number 95, so we almost done with this book, man. Lab 96, ACL sequence numbers. I like this one. This only got 4 tasks, so we should knock this one out in a couple minutes as well. I'm going to reboot. Sorry that you couldn't do that, Shashadar, at work. I'm just messing with you, man. So reload, and then we're going to start over, right? So no, we'll go ahead and reload router 3, so that'll give you guys a break. Reload, no. and we're gonna start over. I believe we're using the same topology. No, we only need one router for this bad boy. So I'm gonna go to router 1. Boom. And that's pretty much it, man. While those guys are reloading, I'm gonna give you guys some time to filter through those debugging messages. Take a look at it. So that's what the note was. He left a little note towards the end of the guide. That's what I love about this book too. He gave you a little solution that towards the end, we didn't really have nothing to figure out here. We just turned on the ACL and turned on debugging, so it wasn't really much. But he said, based on the ping, we could see that ICMP type 8, which is just like I pointed out to y'all, code 0 messages are being sent from router 1 to router 3. And ICMP type 0, code 0, which is what we saw in this little thing that I Googled up, right? So type 0 is an echo reply, type 8 is an echo, right? So we got remember the ping, so type 8, echo, and then type, let me get rid of all this shit so y'all can see, right? All right, we got the ACL there, right? So we got a type 8 coming across this way. That's called the what? The echo. What's the echo? That's the RFC, if you want to learn more about it. If you want to learn more about it, here, I'll give it to y'all. If y'all really want to get that deep into this shit, man, goddamn. Put it in there. That's more information about Packet Internet Groper. We got my man Kelvin in the building. Shout out Kelvin Tran. Y'all go ahead and check out his channel. He's pretty dope too. So that is the RFC for that. We also got the type. What was it? The type. We said that was type 8. That was type 8, the echo. And then obviously the response is called the echo reply, type 0. So that was the type 8 echo request. And then the type 0 is the echo reply, right? Ping. Pong. You only need one router for the next lab. Kelvin, we are doing ACL sequence numbers right now. So we should be able to, this is a real easy one. Only got 4 tasks. We only need one router. I know this beneath you and stuff. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. But let's see here. What am I doing? I'm going to just go ahead and do this. Let's do this. If you guys are just tuning in, we just finished debugging network traffic using extended ACLs. So basically, we just filtered our traffic and kind of debugged it. For this next lab, and I hope you guys are following along and not just watching, we only need one router, right? So basically what we're going to do is get rid of these guys. Boop. And ain't really not much to explain here too either. Okay, looks like router 1 is finally, he's finally booted up in the background there. But yeah, these are the ICMP parameters there. What I said, type numbers. There they go right there. I'll put those in there in case y'all want to kind of filter through RFCs, because you know how we got what we do over here. Fat Finger Squad got no life looking up RFCs on a goddamn Saturday. What the hell's wrong with me? It's all good. I love this stuff. All right, so task number 1. This lab exercise is for us to understand how to use ACL sequences and to add or remove a live access list. So y'all know about sequence numbers, right? So we said when we create these access lists, I guess I should have left that other one on there because that makes it a little bit easier to explain. But just know that we're working with only one router with this lab, right? So when we create an access control list, something blocking here, right? ACL. He like the bouncer at the nightclub. And he got an RSVP list. He allowed only certain traffic to come in, right? Certain traffic to come in. Some traffic can come in. And some traffic, he's discriminatory. Guess what? He's just going to be like, what? You got red shoes on? Oh, hell no, you can't come in, man. What you think this is, man? He going to get blocked, right? Now, the thing with ACLs, they do sequences, right? You'll say permit these type of people or permit this type of traffic, deny this type of traffic, permit this type of traffic, deny this type, permit, etc., 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 right? But it's a list and it goes into this orders, right? Kevin, what do they call it? ACEs, right? They stand for access control entries, right? And the way ACLs work, it looks at the order of its of operations in a way, right? So it looks at the first rule and be like, okay, you got a green shirt, or your IP address is from this source. Okay, if you match, then we'll go with that. But then if you also match the other rule and it's a deny, guess what? You get denied. So you need to make sure that when you create an ACLs, you got to do it in a specific order, or else some traffic you're going to block, or you're going to allow certain traffic that you didn't want to come in, right? So that's where sequence numbers come in. Let's say, like yesterday, we made a mistake. And I was like, oh shit, this traffic is out. I mean, this ACL is kind of out of order or something. Or I made a mistake. I can't remember which one it was. It was last night's stream or the night before. What we had to do was get rid of the sequence lines, right? I wish I had an ACL in here so I could show y'all. But typically, by default, you'll have like the first rule or first line you create on the ACL. It'll be like rule number 10, and then rule number 20, 30, 40, so on and so forth, right? And let's say we made a mistake in rule number 30, and we need to remove that. Then you can just do like no 30 and remove it, and you'll have rule number 10, 20, skipping 30, and it'll go to 40, and so on and so forth. And you can put rules in between them. Like, let's say, oh, you know what? I want this rule to come before that one. You can put between 10 and 20, you can put rule number 15 or rule number 17, etc., etc. So that way they are in order of the operations that you want it to be in, right? And that's what they're going to have us do, I believe, here. Again, I haven't done this lab. I'm doing it live with y'all, and I hope you guys are doing it along with me. So go ahead and power up Packet Tracer, EVNG, whatever you want, and follow along. So we only need one router. He said the objective of this lab is for us to learn how to use ACL sequence numbers, how to add and remove and edit a live access list, right? Which is what we needed the other day. With iOS 12.4 downward, Cisco iOS adds sequence numbers to ACL entries, which is what I said, ACE. I've been seeing Calvin using that a lot in the chat over there. I was like, ACE, I had to think about that. I was like, oh yeah, ACE, access control entries are part of an access control list, right? And Cisco iOS adds sequence numbers to ACL entries, allowing you to add additional lines where you want to remove those that are no longer necessary. So he's going to have us create a line and then I guess have us remove it, which should be easy as hell. Man, we should be able to, man, let's knock this out, man. All right, so task 1, create a host name, right? Give it a host name. We already know. He's already router 1. Anybody need help with that? I'm pretty sure you know how to do it. If not, then I'll show you anyway, just in case anybody's too embarrassed to even ask. But if so, hit me up on the Discord server. Be like, DM me and be like, how do you do an IP address? I don't know how to do that again. Don't worry about me teaching stuff that are super easy, right? Or what we consider easy. So I like to share knowledge. That's how I am. So add a standard named ACL with 3 lines of configuration. So let's just create an ACL, right? He says standard named. We know we got to go to global config mode. We said IP access list, and he said standard, and we'll name it. Let's name it the NetworkBruh. Network-bruh 1, right? And then enter. That's gonna put us in standard numbered ACL or standard. I guess that's an N. Is it because I put a 1 there? I don't know. It's standard access control list basically. Is it numbered? Because I named it. So what the hell? Who knows? Anyway, he said to add an entry between add an entry. Sorry. Use create 3 lines of configuration. So basically, create 3 rules. If y'all want, just create any rule if you want. Right? We'll permit ICMP. Let's do TCP traffic. Permit TC. Oh, you can't do that because this is a standard list. That's why. So let's just do permit IP. Jesus, what am I doing here? IP any. You can't even do IP. You know why? Because protocols, you can't filter by protocol with the standard ACL. That's why I'm running into this issue right here. So let's just do host, and then I don't know, 172.16.1.1. So we're gonna permit any traffic from this router right here. Is basically what I'm gonna do here. And then let's say permit, I don't know, another host. Let's just put another IP address. Permit 172. I don't know, man. This is why I like for him to give us spoon feed us this stuff, but I guess we shouldn't do that, right? So say 12, 15. I don't know, 15. Right? And then deny, I don't know, anything from the 10 network. Let's just do that, right? So now we got 3. Let's add a 4th one. We'll deny anybody from the 8 network. So anybody from the 8 network, right? Let's check our work. And remember what I said about the default entries, right? So show IP access list. And now we got, you see how what order it put it in? It told you who to deny first, and then who you're going to permit. You see that? Even though I did it in this order, I said permit this, permit that, but deny anything from here. And what did it do? It put these, well, it put it in that order. This is what I got to ask. Kelvin, let me know. He said, got to go to work, bro. Have a great day. This is a shot and a replay. Okay, yeah, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. Tune in later. This should be a quick lab. Anyways, we're going to get to the CCNP level in about 2 weeks. So we're going to knock this book out. This is, again, guys, if you're just tuning in, it's 101 labs. This book actually got about 120 labs. We're on lab number 96. So we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to take it up another notch and study the CCNP level stuff. A lot more difficult, more devices in the topology. What order is this going to go in? We're going to block everything from the 8 list first, right? Then we're going to block everything. No, you know what? I think it put it in that order, but because there's a 40, 30, 10, and a 20, I think it checks at this rule first. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kelvin. What order is this going to check in first? Lab done, Mr. Bro. Okay, Musa, we'll catch up in a second. I'm trying to do this, and I want to figure this out. If you know this answer too, Musa, the gamer. Is he gonna check when he processes these access control lists? This access control list right here. Is he gonna deny this first, deny that first, permit this, and then deny everything else? Because we all know that there's an implicit deny at the end. Or is he gonna permit this guy, and then deny this guy, and then deny this guy? I believe it's gonna go in the order of the sequence numbers. Right? Let me verify. Let's see what he said here. Sequence numbers. We displayed the ACL, add an entry, so task 3 was to add an entry between entries 10 and 20. So we need to put a rule between 20 and 20. You know what? Guess what? I'm going to pick 13 for some reason. Just because I feel like it. No, I'm going to do 12 because 13 is a bad low number, right? IP access list. We said it was a standard one called a NetworkBruh 1. But there's a hyphen there. Fat Finger Squad in the building. Enter. And then they said they want us to put a rule between 10 and 20. Now, let's say 15 and then permit. Who are we going to permit? We're going to permit any. No, I'm not going to permit any traffic. I'm going to permit people from the 15.0 network. Or 15.15 network. I don't know why I'm doing that. 2.15 network. I don't know. I just can't think of random shit. That's why, man. Y'all give me a break here. Do I want to do a wildcard mask? Let's do that. Let's do a wildcard mask. Just throw one in there. .255 network, right? Take a look at our standard access control list again. So IP, most of the game was already done. We got to catch up to him. That was task 3, right? So we created a rule and put number 15, and which sits between 10 and 20. But what order is this going to read it in first? Is he going to deny these guys first and then permit these guys and then have the implicit deny at the end? Or is he going to go in the order of the sequence numbers? I believe it's going to be the sequence numbers. Because that was weird. Remember what I did it in? What order I did it in? The first rule I created was to permit host 172.16.1.1. Which is there, but it sits like, it's like the 4th entry. So is that the first rule? Does he go in that sequence number? I think that's what he does. I think he goes by this rule first. Then he goes by that rule. And then he goes by this rule. And then that one, obviously. And then that one. That's what I think it does. It leaves the denies last is what it looks like. Which I did not know. Task number 4 was resequence the ACL numbers to increment in 20s. Starting from number 100. Use the relevant show commands to display the lines. Oh, Lord. So he wants us to change the entries there. Interesting. All right. So starting from number 100 and increment in the 20s. So that means I got to put this as 100. That's going to be 120. 130. 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. Even though that's why he only asked us to do 3 rules. And now I done made the shit all big. We'll go to global config mode and fix that access control list. IP access list. This is the final task right here, right? Standard, we said the name of it was NetworkBruh -1. That puts us in standard access control list mode. And we want to reconfigure this. Interesting. Let's do this. We're going to get rid of it and then make it rule number 100. I think that's what you got to do. I think you got to remove it and then make it 100. or we could just rewrite these rules with the new one, and then remove them with no blah 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 blah. Right? So y'all pick however y'all want to do it, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rewrite the rules, and then I'm gonna say no 40, no 30, no 20, no 10, no 15, etc., etc., etc. Right? So in my case, rule number 1 is obviously he said starting 100. Right? Is going to, and I'm gonna copy and paste just to make it easy. The first rule, permit this, and we're gonna see what order it comes in. Right? Let's put my denies first and see what it does, because this is what labbing is all about. Remember, I put it in a specific order and it kind of reordered it for me. So I'm just gonna see what happens here. I'm gonna deny the 8 network for my first rule, right? For 120, deny the second network, and I'm gonna see what happens. 130, I'm gonna permit this. I mean, not 130, 140. He said every 20 networks, right? 160 is to permit this right here. Y'all with me so far? Y'all let me know how y'all did it. 160, permit that. 170, permit this. This is the final rule for me. And we're gonna see so I put the denies first and see what happens when we do show list. So 180, that's the 180 rule. And then I'm gonna get rid of the other ones. Let me get rid of this question mark, because I don't know what happened there. Oh, he got the wildcard base. That's why we got to get rid of that. Boom, that's it right there. So now we got to do no 10, no 20. We got to do no 15, no 20, no 30, no 40, I believe. What else he had in there? That was it. That was the other rules. So now let's take a look at our access control list and show what happens. Let's see what happens there. Show access lists. And I hope I got rid of everything. You see? Y'all see what happened? This is why we got to experiment with this shit. I got rid of everything. Which rule, which caused me to remove everything? I said no 10. Interesting. Damn. I might have to, yeah, obviously I got to rewrite these rules again. So let's do this. 100, deny that. Go to global config mode. Y'all see what happened there? This is why you got to be very careful with access control list. So IP access list, standard network. Now I think I got to pretty much rewrite the whole we got Professor Black Ops in the building. Shout out Professor Black Ops. Y'all check out his channel, man. Yeah, we definitely grinding, man. Over here doing ACLs on a damn Saturday, man. Like I ain't got no life, but it's all good, man. Speaking of ACLs and security and stuff like that, y'all check out my man Professor Black Ops, man. He got a great channel. If you want to get into cybersecurity and all that stuff, man. But yeah, we work with ACLs, and I broke my ACL over here like Kevin Durant in the finals over here, man. I created a whole access control list and erased it. So this is what labbing is all about here. It's better that I did it in my home lab instead of a production environment. But it's all good. We're gonna get it going. We're gonna get this going here. Y'all give me a second here. All right, so yeah. Y'all make sure y'all join that Discord server. Y'all hit me with that like button and stuff like that, man. Y'all know what it is. And also check out my man Professor Black Ops right there. That's his channel right there if y'all want to get into like cybersecurity and stuff, man. It will do it for you. Specify your starting sequence number and the incrementing number. Yes, exactly. That is what I thought it would do. But and that's what I did. But then it looks like I erased my my access control list. I think it's maybe because I started at the bottom. And now we're here, obviously, and erased our whole damn access control list. I'm not sure which one did it, but I know now that I'm back in that mode, if I start it over again, it should theoretically let me rewrite this whole access control list. But I did not want to do that, what I did right there, right? So let's put that first rule in, right? Deny that and take a look at it. Do show IP access list, hyphen list. And there it is right there. So now I'm rewriting it, but which one erased everything? Which one erased everything? Let's see. Probably Probably because these rules, this is what I'm thinking, this is my theory, because these rules were the same exact rules as the one that I had before. So, in other words, remember my first rule said sequence number 40 was to deny the 8 network. And then I kind of duplicated it by doing this. And then I tried to remove it with no 10, no 40, etc., etc., etc. And one of them just kind of erased the whole damn list. And that's what I was afraid would happen. So I don't know which one. Now I'm pretty much got to rewrite the whole list. But that's what the point of labbing is. And rewriting and learning about sequence numbers. And that's why I like this book, man. So let's put that second rule in, which is to deny the 10 network. And take a look at our list again and see if it's actually building. Yep, see. Now let's put the other list in. I should put these in Notepad. Let's put this shit in Notepad. Real quick like. Come on, man. Come on, fam. Right here. Let me get rid of all this shit. Put a 1 here. Put a 1 here. 180, right? 140. And get rid of that. And right there, right? Go back to that standard access control list. Boom. Am I sure I want to do this shit? No, I want to get rid of that wildcard bits because that's not going to take. Get rid of that. I hope you guys are experimenting over there with ACLs like I am. Don't do it like I did, though. That's why this is like a freestyle live. He said, just create any list and see what happens when you do this, right? Deleting one ACL will remove the whole list. Yes, but which one? The first one or the last one? Or one in the middle? Which one? I know that deleting one access control entry will delete, not the whole list. I don't think so. We're going to see most of the gamer, but I know that if you do delete an access control entry, you could delete a list. But I think, what if you delete the last entry? Does it delete the whole list? I don't think it does that. We'll see. Here's the access control list so far. What I tried to build, show IP access list. And that's my whole list right there. Deny the 8 network, deny the 10. And this is exactly what he wanted. In increments of 20, 100, 120, 140, so that's correct. And he said create any rule, which is what I did. So I'm denying that network, denying this network, permitting this network, etc., 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 right? However, what the fuck? How did it take the damn comma? That shouldn't happen. And I want to fix this. So let's get rid of that. No 180, right? Now I'm going to test your theory, Moose of the Gamer. What happens if I remove just that last entry there? 180, right? Go back to global config mode, IP access list. Access, if I can spell, access list NetworkBruh -1 or NetworkBruh. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that is the correct one. It's Network-Bruh 1. Just making sure that is the correct one. Bruh, BRUH1, right? And we're gonna say, oops, it's standard. It's in standard ACL, right? Y'all know what the difference is, right? Anybody know what the difference between standard and extended ACL? Musa said, I think on standard and extended lists and not named, deleting any access any one list will remove the whole list. Well, let's test that theory out. And if I break it here, maybe I'll rebuild it again. We'll see. Let's copy and paste this whole bad boy, just so we know. That'll save us some work, right? Get rid of that question mark, boom. And we're gonna test your theory out, Moose of the Gamer. Y'all run me that like button if y'all like what y'all see, man. And I hope you guys, again, I hope you got Even G or a Packet Tracer and experimented with ACLs like I am. Because this is the only way we're going to learn this shit, man. Baking it and fixing it and fixing it and breaking it. Get rid of that right there. Alright, so I got it saved in my clipboard there. I want to get rid of this line right here because it's all jacked up. What the hell is wildcard bits? Plus that. That's not supposed to be my entry. So I'm going to say no 180. Right? And I'm going to take a look at the access control list and test Moose of the Gamer's theory out. Pray to the network gods. Show access control list. It didn't get rid of 180. Line number 180. It didn't get rid of it. Can you not modify access control lists like that? Let's see what he says in the book here. No, he don't even give us no. Oh, you got to put in the keyword sequence to actually change them. That was my mistake. He said IP access list. Oh, no, he named it sequence. Never mind. There's no keyword there. Oh, there's a resequence sequence. So the no 40 and all that I was doing, you can only do with extended ones. Professor Blackoff said, get those ACLs right for 3-tier and micro segmentations network for data flow control. Lock the network down. Exactly. That's what ACLs are all about, man. Or else you're going to have your shit hacked like the damn pipeline, causing gas prices to go up, man. Let's make sure we get these ACLs correct and shit, man. If you're a network or a network professional or, you know, cybersecurity professional, let's make sure we get our ACLs right. And you know what? When I did the no 180 and all of that stuff, I don't think that works for standard access control lists. I think you can only do this with extended. So in order for us to resequence this or remove stuff, I think you were right, most of the gamer. You can't really, let me see. Yeah, you can't really remove the whole, you can't remove just one entry. So if I wanted to remove just this entry right here, I think you just gotta like rewrite it all together. No, you can resequence. But how do you remove one though? That's what I want to know. I don't think you can remove one. Can you, does anybody know? Can you just remove one access control entry in an access control list? Does anybody know the answer to that? Like if I want to just remove that, I really wanted to just remove this line right here. So let's go back to that. Let's go back to that ACL and see what options we got. All right. No, see, obviously that negates it. Or you could put the sequence number. So let's do that. 180. Exit permit. Nope, that's not what we want to do. So we don't want to modify it. Let's say we said no. Sequence number 180, which is the one I would remove. That's what I thought would remove it. No 180. I did this before on an extended access control list, and I was able to remove that on an extended, not a standard one. So most of the gamer, you said yes. What you mean by that? You can remove it? How do you remove it? I did no 180. Exit it. Is that how you remove it? Maybe you got to do that. Let's do show IP access lists. That entry is not removing. I want to remove this line right here. I know we can resequence them. Let's say we want to make 180 to be 160, etc., and vice versa. Let's do that. Let's do that. IP access list. If I can spell. Y'all run with that like button, man. IP access list standard. Network -bruh 1. And Nazaro says, this is super cool. I'm getting to network side of IT. That's what's up, man. If you got any questions, there's a lot of smart people in the chat room over there. Let us know what type of, what specifically you want to get in network. You want to get into like cybersecurity, or is it just like general route switch? Collaboration, like video, voice and video. What you trying to do, man? Just let us know, man. I'm a network engineer by trade. And I do a lot of live streams. I'm just going back to this fundamentals. How I started my channel was I was studying for this certification called CCNP, and then the time expired for me to take the what's called the troubleshooting exam. So I'm just kind of going back to the basics, using this book called CCNA, 101 Labs Cisco CCNA, and I'm playing with access control lists. If you know anything about that, that's just like creating rules and allowing certain traffic to be filtered on your network. And right now, I'm trying to get rid of this rule right here on my access control list that I named NetworkBruh, and I thought you could just do no 180 to remove it. Let's say we did no 160, right? Will that remove it? I don't think so. Obviously, this haven't been working. Do show IP access -list. That removes that. See how I've removed 160? Why can I not remove this last rule? Let's remove 140. No, 140. And take a look at it. You see that? Why can I not remove the last rule? Riddle me this, Batman. That's interesting. Huh. I did no 180. I did that a million times, didn't I? See? I did no 180. And it's not getting out of there. I removed 160 and 140, and they were gone. Why can I get rid of that rule right there? I don't want to get rid of that last one. Let's practice the resequencing, because I've never done that before. He did 100 to be 120. Oh, he renumbered it. So let's make rule number 180. And how you do that? I see, now this I never knew how to do. What you do is you got to get out of the mode, and you're gonna say IP access list standard. The name of it was network. Oh, we gotta say, what is it? Resequence? No, you actually go to the name, which is network -bruh 1, and from here No, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. So, oh, you got to type in a resequence before all of that. So, IP access list, resequence. That is how you change it. Let me see what options you got there. Extended help. Okay, so you can resequence it there. Resequence. And which one are we going to resequence? The standard one called... No, you just type in the name of it. You type in the name of it. So in this case, the name of it is NetworkBruh 1. Right on. I'm studying for my CCNA. That's what's up, man. I got tons of tutorials on my CCNA playlist. I got some CCNP videos as well. But I haven't been doing a lot of those CCNA tutorials because I've been having fun live streaming and showing y'all my mistakes and just put myself out in the world and stuff. But Shashadar said because it's not in a right syntax. It was not the right syntax. You're correct. So maybe that's the reason why I can't get rid of that rule. So I can't even get rid of that rule because it's got all of this wildcard bits and all that stuff. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe I got to get rid of all of these rules and then, or rewrite the whole list. Maybe that's what I got to do. Let's do that. Let's rewrite the whole list real quick and take a look. But I see what you're saying, Shashadar. Let's do this. I'm going to rewrite it. Same exact rule, right? And I created in the correct syntax. Right there. Good thing I put it on my clipboard, right? But what exactly are you studying in the CCNA currently, Nazaro? Are you just starting out? Are you learning about subnetting? Joe said, type the entire line in with no in front of it. Let's try that, Joe. I want to try that because I don't want to mess up this list just yet. Let's try that, and then we're going to just rewrite the whole goddamn list. Access list. I didn't do the resequencing yet. I'm just all over the place. Let's do this. Access list standard. He said it was called NetworkBruh 1. And we're going to get rid of it with the no 180, all of that, right? Let's see if that works. That's a good suggestion there. No 180 that. And now let's take a look at the list. Do show IP access list hyphen list. That got rid of it, man. Shout out to Joe Rockhead for that one. That is how you get rid of it. You got to write it in the whole damn list. Now, see, y'all see how I got rid of the other ones. So because it's not in the correct syntax, you got to write the whole damn list or rule for you to remove it. That's something I learned new today. See, this is why you learn. This is why I love labbing. You learn something new every day. So if you want to get rid of that, you have to actually type in the whole thing to get rid of it. The other ones were valid entries, so that's why I was able to just do no 160 and then remove it. See how there's no 160 there? Then I got rid of the the other one with no 140. But to get rid of this one that's jacked up because it has a comma and the wildcard bits, that's not supposed to be in there. That's why when I rewrote it in my notepad right here, I got rid of it. But it was too late. The router was just like, I guess he wants that in his list. Well, I don't know what the hell it is, but I'll put it in. Anyways, now we know how to remove stuff from standard access lists if it's like in the wrong syntax. That's good to know, though. What else? Let's resequence. Let's make this the first rule. Or let's make it rule number 115. Let's do that. And then after that, we'll go to the next lab. Let's do the resequence. I've never done this before right here. So IP access list. Resequence. Name of it was network-bruh. Y'all run with that like button, man. Next lab is lab number 97. No. Logging ACL messages. Yeah, 97. So we only need 2 routers for that one, and there's 5 tasks. Then after that, we can work with a switch and a router. So yeah, let me see. Nobody ain't hit me up for ball yet. Typically, I play ball on Saturdays. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stream. I ain't got my daughter today. I might just lab until somebody hit me up. They want to hoop. But, so we're going to resequence that network, bro. What we going to do? We question mark for context sensitive health. What is the starting sequence number? Starting one was 120. I want to make that to be 115, I guess. Is that how you resequence it? So 120. I'm going to see how this resequencing works. Step 2 increment the sequence number. So if I want to change 120 to 115, is this how you do it? Let's see. 115. So I changed 120 to 115. So that means this rule is to first deny everything from the 8 network. This rule is the second rule that denies everything from the 10 network. But I want to make it just to change the sequence number just for the hell of it, right? And I hope you guys are experimenting like I am. But Joe Rockhead, appreciate that tip there, man. What you do, man? What you do for a living? I know you ain't a plumber for you to know that rule right there, man. You must be like, you got a lot of experience and shit like that. But anyways, resequence NetworkBruh. That I want to change that rule to be 115. So let's see if that works and see what happens. I'm experimenting here. Like I said, I'm just putting my labbing out in the world here, man. While everybody else kind of like labs on their own and stuff like that. It's all good though. I'm not knocking anybody for it. I just like you guys motivate me, and then plus I get help with like people like Joe over there. Show access list. Let's show all of it. And no, this changed the step sequence. Y'all see what happened there? So when I did that, it changed the step sequence. Jeez, why would I do all that? Like, when would that come in handy? Anyways, so now if I want to make this rule number 115, how the fuck do I do that? I don't see how that comes in handy. I guess if you want to like change it and then put some rules in between it, then yeah, I see what you could do there. But I think that's a little too much. If I want to like, I think the only way I would be able to do that is just removing it with the no and then rewriting it. So in other words, just like what I originally tried to do, and that is written in the correct syntax. So I should be able to change that to 115. And the way I would do that is IP access list. And y'all notice I keep IP. I couldn't remember back in the day when I first started studying this stuff, right? Like when I couldn't remember the syntax of how to get into access control list mode. I knew it was like standard access IP, and now you see how I do it by heart. It's because I'm going back and forward, going back and forward, going back, and now I can like go into any standard or extended ACLs configuration mode by heart because I've done it so many times, right? Labbing and stuff like that. This is how you guys are gonna learn if you're new to this stuff. So Nazaro, for you to learn this stuff, you got to kind of like go back and forth and experiment like the way I am. So I'm hoping you guys are doing this hands-on and not just watching as well. So we said standard. The name of it was network. And how many times I say that? The name of it was NetworkBruh to get in that mode and stuff, right? So network-bruh 1. Now we're in global sub configuration mode for that one. And Joe said a little bit. Now, I know, yeah, you probably been in the field for that. I mean, you've been in the field for like 15, 20 years and shit like that, man. You just happen to stumble upon this video. Anyway, so I'm changing that rule. I want to make this rule number 115, and we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to move on to the next one, right? So we said we're going to say no 235, and then we're going to make his rule to be rule number 115. That way we can put some rules after it, right? And we're going to say 115 is deny anybody from the 10 network. Yeah, this guy, he works for like the Backbone ISP, and he got like a lot of experience and stuff like that. He like the 2-time CCIE and shit. I know, man. People that's humble, like that's how they talk. It's like, yeah, you know, I know a little bit. Show IP access list, and we change the rule. Perfect. So now remember, for me to remove a rule, I gotta do what Joe said. You gotta type in, if it's written in the wrong syntax, you gotta type in the whole thing to remove it. If you want to change that, like this, I knew how to do. Like if you want to like change the sequence number, you could do no and then rewrite that rule. And I'm trying to figure out how did I remove my whole entry. And Moose of the Gamer, remember you said that if you just kind of modify one entry, you erase the whole list? No, obviously I did not. I was able to modify entries, right? Let's say, let's add one more rule, right? And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to prove you wrong or nothing like that, but it's just that I knew there was a way you could modify an access control list, just like this. There is a way that you wipe the whole list. One of them we wiped the whole list. I don't remember which one it was, but I know one of them wiped the whole list. This is why we got to be careful, right? Otherwise, if you work for like the Colonial Pipeline or some shit like that, and you wipe your whole list like that, then you're gonna have some ransomware attack, and your career is on the line. So let's go ahead and perfect our access control list skills here, right? Go back into that mode, right? Which is what? IP access list, standard. Name of it was network. Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what? That's probably what it was. I got a typo in here. I got 2 access control lists. Which one did I mess up? I know that we've got 2 access control lists, but this one, you see how that's a typo right there. Fat Finger Squad in the building. We got 2 access control lists. Now I could probably go back and figure out maybe that's one of them that got messed up. Who knows? But I got 2 access control lists here. Let's get rid of this one real quick. Let's get rid of that one. No, that standard name of it was NetworkBruh. Maybe that's somewhere in the line, somewhere in this stream. I probably created one and erased it, and somehow that's what happened there, right? So now let's show IP access lists. and we'll see. We only got one access control list here, right? I'm gonna add 2 more rules and erase one that's in the middle. And Nusa said, I just tested the standard and extended access list. Removing one entry removes the whole lists. You can remove access control entries on named. Oh, because you're doing a numbered one. Is that correct? Is that the reason why you can remove access control entries on named lists? So if you do a numbered one, that's like a fundamental. This is why I'm going back to the fundamentals. Now I'm thinking, because I knew there was one of them that if you just do like something, it'll just erase the whole thing. So let's do that. I'm going to create a numbered one real quick. I'm going to say 160. No, you can't do that. IP standard. Oh, to do a numbered one, you can't do 160. It's 50 for a standard list. Standard is 1 through 99, right? And then extended is 100 through 199, right? Let's say permit IP or permit any, and then log it. Fuck it. OG. I'm gonna create one just to say, and then deny anybody from the 56.0 network. Oh, you can't even do that. Access rule can't be configured at a higher sequence. Fuck. Okay, see now this is the point of experimenting with them. Let's see. As it is existing rule at sequence number 10. Oh, because of permit. Oh, because I'm permitting any. That's why. That's why. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. No permit, no any. Because that's that rule. You letting everybody in when you do that. Let's deny. That's the reason why. You see that? Y'all see how I did that? Basically, that rule, I permitted any, and then I said you can permit anybody. That's kind of like it's contradictory. So when I said with this, I said you can permit anybody, but then on the RSVP list or ACL, I denied everybody. So it's contradictory. You can't work with that. So let's go ahead and deny anybody from the, I don't know, 66 network. And then we're going to deny anybody from the, I don't know, 200 network. 200.10.5.0 network. And then we're going to show our access control lists. Just to test our theory out. Right? So this is a named list. We know that it'll work. If I wanted to remove just one entry, this access control list remains. But what happens if I just want to remove one entry in this list? And we're going to test moves of the gamer's theory out. If you do a number one, it deletes everything. Okay, good to know. And I knew there was, I remember that back in the day. I remember that, like, if you erase something, it'll erase your whole access control list. And let's see if we can just remove that and see if that happens. And I think you're right, moves of the gamer. I just didn't remember if it was name or numbered. I totally forgot about that. But glad you pointed that out, and hopefully I'm going to remember that. We're going to go back into the access control list, IP access list, standard 50, and we're going to say no 20, right, because it is the 20th number in the sequence. And we're going to say no 20, pray to the network gods, and hope that rule just removes it. Take a look at the list, show IP access list. See there, Moose the Gamer? That was a numbered list. I got rid of rule number 20, and it remained. I don't know what happened there with you, man. Named can be edited, but I've got a numbered one, and I edit it. And we're just doing, remember, we're just kind of experimenting here together and stuff like that, man. But it looks like you can modify a numbered one, because remember, this is a numbered ACL. That one is named. I named it NetworkBruh 1, and we all know we can modify it and stuff like that. So I got rid of rule number 20, and it remained 10, 20, 10, and 30. So maybe, I don't know, what you were saying. You're saying that's a named one. How you figure that's a named one? Standard 50. Oh, is it named because I put, you're saying that this is a named ACL? This is not numbered? That what you saying? And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought because I put it 50, that is a numbered ACL. This is my numbered ACL, and this is my named ACL. I hope you guys are following along and stuff, and at least experimenting in the background and stuff like that. NACL. He said, NetworkBruh, look at the mode. Okay, so this is standard named. Is that what you're saying? So this is named. How you do a numbered one then? Let's go back to that global config mode. Maybe that's what it is then. So IP access list. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe you gotta just do access list, just like that. And now you can do just a name. No, these are extended. These are extended. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do 69 and make it the wrong one, right? No, 69, and then that will be a numbered one. That will be a numbered one right there. You issued IP access list 50, so rather than access list 50. Okay, which is what I'm about to do right now. So this is a numbered one then, right? So access list 69, and then deny, I don't know, somebody from the 50 network, like that. 50 network. And then that would be, let's show IP access list. And that is my numbered one, right? So this is my numbered one. Is that what you're saying, Musa the Gamer? If that's what you're saying, now I see what you mean. So now I know the difference between these two modes, because I used to wonder about that too. When you go to global config mode and you want to create an access control list, right? You either got to do IP access list like this, and then either do standard or extended like that, right? And I also remembered you could also do an access control list with just access list and then go on from there, right? So access list and then deny or permit, and then the number, right? Or so on and so forth, right? Or type in the numbered list like that. So you are correct. Now I see what you're saying, Musa the Gamer. So when you write the access list without the IP, you can't modify it. It's a numbered. It'll be considered a numbered access control list. Now I know the difference. Shout out to Musa the Gamer for pointing that out and sticking with what he knows. See, you could have sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I see what you mean. You're right." But you knew what you was talking about, and I'm glad that I listened to you. And I wasn't trying to prove you wrong. This is the type of learning environment that I was looking for. So now I know the difference between just typing IP access list versus just access list. When you do just access list, it's numbered. When you do IP access list, it's a named list. So now I know the difference. Man, shout out to Musa the Gamer for that one, man. Y'all want me that like button? If y'all like what y'all see so far, man. Let's move on to the next lab though, man. Appreciate you for doing that, man. I used to wonder about that, man. Driving to work and shit, I'm like, what's the difference between just access list and IP access list, right? Again, I'm gonna show you guys for y'all that might have missed it, or whoever's on TikTok right now trying to watch this at the same time. You're not learning that way. I hope you're watching and paying attention. When you type in just IP access list like this right here, and then try to do standard and then put 50, whatever, this is still a named. This right here, NACL. Let's just know it's a named ACL. I thought that meant standard, numbered ACL. I thought you would, because I put a number there, it is a numbered one. No, this is still named. That is interesting to know. I'm a Cisco fanboy, but little shit like that makes me like, wow, who the hell who made this, man? Oh, killing me, man. So if you want to do a numbered ACL, you go back to this mode and access list like this. And then what you got to do? You put the number, right? 50, or let's say 89. And then from there, create your rule. Or if you want to do an extended one, obviously extended ranges from 100 to 199 and so on and so forth. Or there's some other ones, right? I can't remember off the top of my head, right? But let's say 125 and then create the rule, deny, permit, or blah, 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 whatever. I don't really like this mode. I like the other mode, which is the named mode, because you can name it and you know what the hell what it means and stuff like that. Number ones. Now, if I create a rule with this rule right here, or an access control list with this rule right here, you can remove everything, right? If you put in an entry. And let's test that theory out. So, actually, we do have one, right? What do we call it? We called it, so, and we're going to talk about, we're going to do what Musa the Gamer. I know I said I was going to move on to the next lab. Show access list. So, now let's do a recap right here, right? This is a named ACL, and I named it Network 1, right? This is a named one as well. We can't really tell by looking at this though, but we know it's a named one because we remember that. But this is actually, even though it has a this is a numbered one, this is actually a named one. Remember, we had the 20 in there and then I was able to remove it. You can remove entries with a named one. Now, what Musa the Gamer was saying, his point is, if you have more rules in here and you try to modify it, you're going to erase the whole damn thing. And we're going to test that theory out, which I think he's correct. And I'm glad you stuck with your guns, man. Because, and again, like I said, I wasn't trying to prove you wrong, but I was like, hey, man, I was able to do this. I thought you said you can't remove ACEs. He said standard or extended, not named, cannot be edited. Standard or extended, not named, cannot be edited. Okay, yes. So basically, a numbered ACL cannot be edited. And we're going to test that theory out. We're going to try to edit ACL number 69. Why did I pick that number, right? You can tell what's on my mind, right? IP access list. No, not that one. Not that mode. See, I'm so used to getting to name mode. It's access list. We're going to say 69. We're going to add another rule, right? Can you where can you put the sequences in this, though? Let's deny another rule. Let's deny everything from the I don't know, the 110 network, 110.15.78 network. And we'll log some matches to it. Who cares? There's nothing connected to this router. Let's take a look at that access control list again. Do show IP access or just access list. Access list. We're gonna show our rules. There goes that rule right there. It made sequence number 20. I might add one more rule and try to remove number 20. Right? So go back, go book fit. We are in go book fit mode. What the hell am I thinking? Access list. The access control list number is 69, right? And we want to, who we gonna do? We're gonna deny something? No, we're gonna permit somebody. We're gonna permit people from the, I don't know. We're gonna permit a host. Can you permit a host? You can't do host. Oh yes, you can do host. Good. We're gonna permit a specific host. We're gonna say the 192.168.1.5.network. And then we're gonna log matches, log those matches, right? Do show IP access list hyphen list. If I could type today. Now this is what Musa the Gamer is saying. He is saying that you could modify this access control list. We could modify this access control list. However, if I try to modify this access control list, the whole shit gonna be gone. We're gonna test that theory out, pray to the network gods, and see if he's right about that, but I believe he is. So let's go back to global config mode, standard access control list number, IP access list. Oh, you can't even, you don't even have the option to do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How do you even get in that mode though? Say no IP. No, because see, you'll erase the whole list if you do it that way. You can't even, how do you get into that mode and then you can't even modify that list? If you just do no IP access list, the whole shit gonna be gone. I think that's the point you was trying to make, right? So let's say access list 69, right? Right, because you do access list, and this is our options right here, right? We want to modify access list number 69, right? We do 69. There's no way to even remove. There's no option to even do that. So I think that's the point you're trying to make here, right? Y'all want with that like button, man. We gonna get to the next lab. We just kind of experimenting here, and I hope you guys are experimenting on your computer and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. What happens if you try to use this mode and versus that mode? No access list 6920 for 69. 20. So if you do 20, I can't even do 20. Because the only option I have here, I can't put the sequence number. I could either start creating a rule. Let's do this. No, you can't even see. You can't even get into the mode to create, like, modify the rule. You saying no access list 6920. Let's try that. Let's see. No access list 69, and then from here. Just looking at that, I know I'm gonna remove the whole list. I know that. But what I'm trying to do is get into the mode of access control list and then remove rule number 20. So basically, show IP access list, right? Let's take a look at the list again. I just removed that motherfucker. Which one did it? Did I press enter there? Who knows? Who cares? But I removed it for sure. Which one removed it? Probably this right here. Probably that right there. But what I was trying to do, anyway, we can put it back in and experiment though. But this rule right here, that access control list, I wanted to just remove this entry right there. So let's do this. We're going to write it over again. Oh, you can't do one by one, can you? Huh. Let's put it on our clipboard and do it. Let's put it on our clipboard and do it. It's all gone. Yes, it is all gone. You're right. Just like you said. But what I was trying to do is, no, I'm not trying to put you wrong. I'm just trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to figure out a way to at least be able to modify it, man. I'm sitting here. It's just like, you know, I got a flat tire and I'm trying to drive a car, and it's like, and most of the game was like, this dude, he actually trying to drive that car from Mississippi to LA. What the fuck is wrong with this dude, man? Let's see here. So this is the rule. No, you can't. You see, you can't even put it a step ladder like that. You can't even do that. But either way, I think you improved your point. So let's get out of this, man. I removed the whole rule, and I think I did it with this right here. No access control. I pushed question mark. I didn't press enter, but maybe I did. Who knows? Who cares? Let's move on to the next lab. Next lab is lab number. I'm gonna reboot the router and give y'all time to catch up too. Reload. No, and give y'all a break. I do need to eat something. You cannot. Yep, so router 3 has been rebooted already. We only need 2 routers for this lab. Router 1 and router 3. Go ahead and cable them up back to back. Back to back. Just like this right here. Right? Y'all with me so far? So go ahead and cable up 2 routers back to back. Just like that right there. Our lab objective is to log ACL matches. So remember that keyword y'all see what I was putting with the ACLs on this right here? And I was putting the word log right here. Basically what it's doing, it's going to give the router who has the ACL, anytime he gets a match, you'll get a syslog message. And it'll say, boop, hey, somebody just like matched this rule. Like we just permitted, you know, somebody from the 10 network or from the 192.168. Blah, blah, blah network. That's what that log keyword does, right? And that's what he's going to show us in this lab. The objective of his lab is for us to learn and understand how ACL control is, to log traffic that matches any particular entry within configured ACL. Don't y'all like how I say it, man? It's just like when a rule matches what we created in the ACL. I just kind of simplify the shit, man. Not to knock anything from this book, but if you're just tuning in, this is the lab guide we use. 101 Labs Cisco CCNA version 4. You can get a copy of this from 101labs.net. Or there's a link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, so I do get commission if you get it from there. It'll take you to Amazon, and you get it like quickly, ship quickly if you get it from there. It is authored by this guy named Paul Browning. He used to be like in law enforcement for like decades or whatever, and then he retired, and then he got into IT, and then he was really good at it, loved it, started his own training company, and then started authoring these books. And he did it with this guy named Farai Tafa, who's a double CCIE, right? If you know anything about that certification, that's kind of like the doctorate of of networking, right? So it's kind of like getting a PhD in networking shit. Like you know everything about, Wayne say you know everything, but you have a high level of knowledge of computer networking and TCP and ICP traffic, or TCP and IP networking and stuff, right? So and that's what I love about this book, because it gives us something to follow on and experiment just like this. Yeah, we could do it on our own and just kind of like experiment and do it on our own. That's the best way to do it, but this kind of gives us kind of like a guideline and stuff to kind of play with. So at least for me it does. So I got router 1 powered up. Well, he's rebooting right now. Router 3 is powered up. I guess we can start with him. Go ahead and your interfaces might be different. If you're using EvenG, let me know. If you're using Packet Tracer, let me know. If you're using CML, whatever you're using, just drag and drop 2 routers to the topology, just like this right here, right? Cable them up with a serial cable, preferably, and then give him that IP address on that interface and give him that IP address to that interface, right? Right, go ahead and follow this. I gave y'all some time to catch up now, maybe because of the wildcard bits, because it's a specific sequence. Oh, I see what you're saying. It could be. It could be. But I know I like the IP access list mode. I like that one better, because at least it puts us into a mode, lets us know we're in that mode, and we ain't going to erase the whole shit. So I like named mode better. That's just me. That's my preference. Just kind of experimenting with both of them. That's the mode I like, because you could remove entries and modify it, resequence. It seems a bit more granular. I don't know if one is newer or what, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. Configure the host name. He's router 1 and he's router 3, right? Y'all know how to do that already? If not, I'll show you how to do it. Right? Global config mode. You just say host name R3, and he's already R3, so that's already done, right? I'm gonna go ahead and configure that interface real quick. right? Easy stuff, right? Interface serial 000. IP address is 172.168.1.2. Fat Finger Squad in the building. If y'all just tuning in, or if y'all want like some help, whatever, or if y'all have more questions, there's a lot of people like Moose of the Gamer that be in the chat room helping us out and stuff like that, man. We got LP Maravilla, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. Clinton Lou, appreciate you guys all for tuning in, man. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the NetworkBruh live streams. I typically don't do these on Saturdays, man. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we live from this book and stuff like that. But you know, I have a lot of time today, so I said I'm gonna go ahead in the lab, and you guys make it fun. I learn a lot from y'all while I'm teaching and learning at the same time, so this is super fun, man. We gave him the IP address of 255. The subnet mask is supposed to be /26, which is actually 192. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna no shut that bad boy. Go to that interface, do the same thing. Have him provide clocking to that side, right? Go to the other one. Y'all with me so far? Oops. Your interfaces, again, might be different. Not 252, 248. What we got so far? He came up. Let's test basic connectivity too while we doing it. I'm gonna have him ping him over there, right? Because we've done this a million times. This is the same exact damn topology from the last couple labs, right? Ping 172.16.1.2. I gave him the right IP address, didn't I? I put 248. He's supposed to be. He's not 248. He 192. That's the wrong IP address. Subnet mask rather. Haha, you can translate it to Wonder Boy. I'm doing this on Packet Tracer right now. It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm glad you are doing this on Packet Tracer and you're at least following along, man. There'll be some other you know, channels that I watch or some other tutorials that I'll just watch, man. If you're not hands along, and they don't even encourage you to like just to make sure you're labbing along with us, man. And show IP interface, bruh. He's supposed to be show. I like to do show protocols. That's another one I learned, right? Show protocols. And we'll see. We got the wrong IP address, the wrong subnet mask. I put /29. It's supposed to be /26. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? His IP address is 172.16.1.1. Yeah, it's still able to come across because that's just a point-to-point network, and there's only 2 routers there. 192 is supposed to be your subnet mask, right? Yeah, 192. And then do a show protocols. 1.1/26. All right, that's correct. All right, so now let's and we already pinged. We know it works. We needed to do the clocking. Interface serial 000. Y'all remember how to do the clocking, right? Basically, he is the DCE side. He is the DTE side, right? Data terminal equipment. So basically, this is kind of like the customer. CPE, sometimes they call it. Customer premises equipment. And this is the ISP, right? Internet service provider. If I could type, or write rather, that's the ISP. And he provides the clocking to the customer. That's basically what we're doing here. We just simulate the wide area network right here. 000, and we say clock rate. The book said in task 2 was to provide a clock rate of 768 kilobits per second. 768,000. I think it's correct, right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if that's the correct clock rate or not. Let's Google it real quick because I can't even remember. Let's see. And I think I did it a million times too. 768 kilobits to bits. That's what I say. See, it's already there. So that's actually 768 bits. But I don't think it takes it. I think that's the reason why, right? Let's see. Clock rate. That. No, you can't do the comma. Duh. Get rid of the comma and the 0. Fat Finger Squad. it's not supported. That's the reason why we always do. That's why I was doing 768. I just can't remember that. So, or you could pick the closest clock rate by just question marking. We say we trying to do 768, whatever, right? Let's say clock rate question mark. These are the valid entries. Well, 768 falls somewhere in between here. So you can either round it up or put that number, right? That's the reason why I was doing 768,000. I couldn't remember. But, and we can verify our work with show controllers, right? I know I've done this a million times, but that's how I remember it. And when I'm explaining it, y'all, this shit drills in my head. So we can tell that DCE lets us know this is the clocking side, right? So he provides the clocking to the customer service equipment or customer premise equipment. And that is the clock rate, 768 kilobits per second, right? And I don't know if this will, if you got GNS3, if it provides you that kind of output when you do show controllers. You let me know if you're using GNS3. But the next task is to enable local logging on router 3. The logging level. Oh, you know what? I pointed that out wrong when I said about the logs. I think. Let's see. Enable logging. The local logging should be for informational messages only. And I think informational is level 7. If you don't know anything about syslog messages is it's like an alarm, right? You got alarms 0 through 7, right? 0 is like sound the alarm, let everybody know, call the police, like this is catastrophic, something dangerous is happening on this router. Like it's either gonna crash or it's not working. Like just call the police. It's like an earthquake going on or some shit, right? Level 7 is like, just to let you know, somebody plugged into this router, or you know, I don't know. We got some traffic that came into an interface, right? I'll answer that later. So we got some traffic that came into that interface. Whatever, got to bounce. Oh, appreciate you for tuning in, Joe. But this is just a quick lab we doing. Gotta go. Oh, so most of the gamers out of here too. It's all good, man. We might wrap this up in a little bit. Let me see. Logging ACL matches. Yeah, the next lab is securing VTP domains. Maybe I'll do that tonight. If y'all want, you know, we'll do that tonight. It's just a switch on the router. We're just gonna secure VTP domains. We're gonna knock that out, man. Because I'm gonna play some ball later on today, and pretty much it. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So syslog message is gonna be from 0 through 7, right? 0 is like the worst. Let everybody know about it. Level 7 is just to be like, just to let you know. So just think about that, right? So, and if you don't know the levels, let's look it up real quick, right? Because I don't know them by heart. It's 0 through 7. I know that. And then 7, I believe, is informational. And then that's what in the book he said. Go ahead and set them up as informational messages. So that means we need to set our syslog messages. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna Google it. We're gonna question mark through the iOS since we're CLI junkies over here, right? We're gonna say logging. We're gonna go to global config mode, right? We're gonna say logging, right? And question mark. We'll see what we wanted log. Logging. Is it level? I think is the keyword. Isn't it logging level? Is it logging history? Maybe I do need to Google it. Logging level? Nope. There it is right there. Logging trap. Set the syslog logging level, right? And the levels that I was telling y'all about, right, was logging trap 0 through 7, just like I said. But they ain't put it in order because they want to fucking confuse the hell out of us. Level 1, actually level 0 is right here. And emergencies, just like I said, system is unusable. Call the alarm. Call the police. Like, this shit ain't working, right? And then the worst, not the worst, but just like informational, just to let you know, level 7 is debugging. So I was wrong with what I was saying. I was correct. I was wrong in saying that. Informational is level 6. So it's a little bit more important than a level 7 message. Level 7 is debugging, which is what we did, about 10 minutes ago. Debugging. So he said informational. That means it's a level 6 message. So we need to set our logging trap level to level 7. I mean level 6. Y'all get that? Y'all with me so far? So logging trap informational. And then it was quick. I think that's all you can do right there, right? So informational. So now we're gonna set our traps up to level 6. So we don't care about level 7 messages. I think that's what we're doing right here. But let me see what he said here, just to verify. Logging ACL messages. Oh, you know what? We gotta do an ACL. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna wrap it up after this. We gotta do another ACL. So he said enable local logging. The logging level should be for informational messages only. So let's see. I might have done it wrong, but that is just to explain the logging levels though. So he said local logging. That means we're gonna log locally to this router here. So I think it's terminal logging or whatever. Another thing about this book is that he give you the answers. So in case you don't know, you can either Google it, but he has a solution guide, and this is the book we're using if you're just tuning in. 101 Labs Cisco CCNA version 4. You get a copy of this from 101labs.net. I sound like a goddamn commercial. Or there's a link in the description box below. Shout out to the minority mindset. That's how he says it all the time. I don't know if anybody ever notices that. But logging isn't local. Can you do local? No, you can't do it that way. Local logging, or is it you got to do terminal server and then do local logging? Probably. Let's see, because he said locally, and I'm consoled in. So line console 0 and try that. Local, no. Logging. There you go. No, that's logging synchronous. That's not what I wanted. Y'all see how I'm just kind of going back and forth through the messages and menus to figure out which one it is, because the logging trap will send traps from level 6 and up. When I did this right here, what is it? Logging trap informational. But I wanted to verify. But let's see if I was right. I'm gonna look in the book and see if I was right. Again, if you're just following along and you have the book, hopefully you do. It's page 423, and what he did was logging buffered, and then the severity level. That's what he did. So it's logging buffered. I think logging traps are you're sending. So if you have a syslog server, you'll send level 6 messages and up with this. Correct me if I'm wrong, nobody know, but I think that's what you do. Shout out to Aaron Neferli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, appreciate you for tuning in. Hello, Aaron. So I think logging trap will send level 6s and messages and up, because that's what a trap is. A trap, and yes, I'm Googling shit for y'all, right? Logging, or just do SNMP trap, right? Let's do that. SNMP trap. An SNMP trap is, in more technical terms, SNMP traps are asynchronous, unpacked messages used to notify. Get the fuck out of here with that. Y'all know I keep it simple here. SNMP or alert. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted what is an SNMP trap? What's the difference between a trap and SNMP? How do you make a trap? What is it used for? A trap, it's unsolicited messages and you're sending it to a syslog server. But I wanted a good, simple definition. What port it is. What are SNMP traps? Let's look at that one. Let's look at that one real quick. Because y'all know I could look up the OCG manual and figure out, but y'all know I like to keep it simple, man. It's the layman's terms, man. What are traps? Are the most frequently used alert messages. For instance, a trap might report an event of an overheating in the machine, which is what we're doing here, right? So, trap. See, this is the agent. So, this router would be considered the agent. It is wait before you go. No, get the fuck out of here with that, man. A trap is unsolicited messages. Sometimes you want to do a query, get some information, response. Get some information, response, right? The trap is unsolicited. He says, hey, somebody just plugged into this router. That's what a trap is. And when we do that, we're sending trap messages level 6 and up with that. What he did was logging buffered, which means the logging is going to be sent. You'll see the syslog messages on this router right here, right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is, right? So logging buffered, right? And then level 7 and up, or 6 and up, rather. You see that? That's the difference between logging trap and logging buffered, right? So let's see. We just do logging. We have all these options right here. So what I needed was logging buffered. That's the ones I'm going to see on my terminal screen, on my computer, on my router, as opposed to logging what I did. Logging traps is what I did. I thought you could set the levels. Well, you could though, right? So that's CNS levels. But anyways, yeah, logging buffered is what he did. Buffered. And we said 6 and up. You can do that. 6 and up. And then we're going to wrap this up. That was task 3. We got 5 tasks. When we wrap this up, and we call it a night. I'm used to doing this at night. We'll call it a day. Typically I stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If y'all want to catch more of this stuff. And also, if you want to chat after the stream or, off stream, hit me up on the Discord server. There's a link in the chat right there. And we usually talk about networking and stuff like that, and support each other if we're getting some help. Like, hey, like I had one of my subscribers on the channel was like, hey man, I got the CCNA exam tomorrow. Y'all wish me luck. We all wish them luck, you know. And I asked if there's any other topics, but it was a little too late. You can't cram over one night. But he had the exam the next day. We all encouraged him. He said, "Good luck." He hit us up a week later and was like, "I passed, y'all," and we all congratulated him, gave him a shout out on the channel. So it's all about encouragement here. It's not about just me teaching y'all or I'm learning from y'all. This is a learning environment here. So we did that. We needed to create the ACL. The task 4 was to configure an extended named ACL on router 3. So we know you got to go to router 3. That guy right there, right? This guy. Boop. And we're going to create an ACL right over here, blocking or allowing traffic from this guy. Right? That's what we're going to do there. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Boop, 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 boop. I wanted black. Why he can't type? Oh, that's the first color. That's why. I make him orange. Make him orange. Y'all with me so far? Anybody got any questions or anything? Did we? Oh, we haven't touched router 3 in a minute. We got a global config mode, glow to global config mode. We say IP. I'm so used to doing that role, that mode right there. An extended list, and it's got to be named. We're gonna name it. I'm not gonna name it NetworkBruh. We're just gonna call it Bruh 5. BRU 5. And now this lets us know we're in named ACL mode, not numbered. So in case you guys don't, because I didn't really I'll admit I didn't really know that, man. I thought this was like either named or numbered, and now I know the N is actually named mode. You're in numbered mode when it's just in global config mode. So what does the rule gotta be? He said to permit all. That keyword tells us right there. We got to put the permit keyword, right? Automatically, right? Permit all telnet and ICMP traffic types. This ACL should log when telnet or ICMP traffic matches it. Configure this ACL with the name my ACL. Jeez, now he told us that. So now I got to get rid of the other one. Now he tells us that. Let's get rid of this. He said he wanted named it my ACL. I ain't got to do this, but y'all know that's what he said. Y'all like to follow this book to a T. MY, like that, ACL. He said configure this ACL with the name that, right? So that's what he said, my ACL, instead of Bruh 5. I think Bruh 5 has a better ring to it. This all good though. Permit all telnet traffic. So we're gonna permit telnet is, notice you can't put telnet here. You got to do the protocol, right? You can't put telnet there. You got to put the type of traffic that telnet is, and see how it rolls off my tongue easily. Telnet is TCP traffic, right? It's either TCP or UDP. Well, guess what? It's TCP traffic. How I remember it, telnet T. They both start with T. So TCP, just like that right there, right? And now we can put the source or destination, right? In this case, he said any. So we put the keyword any TCP traffic. What type of traffic? To the destination, what? Well, we got to do the destination first. Any. Permit all telnet and ICMP. So TCP any equals, if I could type here, now we can put telnet, right? We got to do the same thing to permit ping traffic, ICMP, right? So with this rule, we're allowing telnet traffic. So we can allow telnet traffic with this. We're also going to allow, with another rule, ping traffic. So he can still ping, right? Because right now we know he can ping. Do ping. 172.16.1.1, right? And it works. But he ain't going to have us block anything, right? Typically, they have us block stuff and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so what was he going to do here? Y'all with me so far? Y'all want to run me with that like button, man. Trying to get some more people into, you know, the more people in here, the more help we get, like we have from Musa the Gamer over there and Joe Rockhead, who's probably like been in a network engineer for I don't know how many years and stuff. This ACL, oh, we got to do the ping. We got to permit ping traffic. How we do that? Permit ICMP. You would think they would have made it easier and just put ping there, right? But no, ping is also known as ICMP. So what we're doing, any source to any destination, And he said to log those messages. Did we do a log keyword on the other one? Oh, we didn't. We got to put a log there. Let's go back and do that. We'll fix that. Any equals, no, that's it. That's it. And then log it. Why can't you log it? You got to put the wildcard mask? What are they asking for here? I put log. Maybe you got to type in the whole damn log. Come on, man. Permit. Jesus. What was the rule I was doing? There it goes, right there. And then permit IP any log. There it goes. That's what I was trying to do. Let's take a look at our list real quick, and then we got to fix it. Because I know I made a mistake already. What mistake did I do? We forgot the keyword log there. That's what he asked for. See there? See that? See that? See that? So and here's a practice. Here's a way for us to practice an access control list. Or practice modifying it at least. IP access list extended. The name of it was my ACL. And then we're going to say sequence number 10. Basically this whole rule right here. And add in the keyword. So let's get rid of that. Type. And we go say log. Enter. And then take a look at our list again. Show IP access list. Oops. Not L. Now we're logging it. So now this is going to permit the TCP, the telnet traffic. And this is going to permit the ping traffic. So now with this, again, we're going to permit the telnet traffic with this. And we're permitting the ping traffic with this. Right? With that second rule. Y'all with me so far? And we're logging it. So that's gonna log anytime we get a match, we'll get a message here. What am I doing? I think I created the rule here. Right? We did it on router 3. Oh, you know what? I meant to say it's actually going this way. So we're gonna be doing it from the other side. So the annotations are wrong. My bad. My bad. It's actually pinging and telnet from there and there, right? I'll draw it out for y'all because we're drawing the rules. We're putting the rules on router 3. So, and then the final thing was to configure this ACL with the name my ACL. Apply it inbound on router 3.0. So now we got to create that ACL. We created the ACL. We need to apply it on this interface right here, right? So we go to global config mode. Interface serial 000. Remember, when you create an ACL, you got to apply it somewhere. Which is IP access group, I believe it is. Yes, group. And then the name of it was my ACL. And then you got to say whether you want to create that rule and apply it inbound or outbound. Outbound is actually like a pretty niche configuration. You want to do inbound most of the time, at least. And that's what he said in his book anyway. He said apply it inbound on router 3. So we do that. We can verify our work with show IP interface serial 000, and we'll see that the rule is applied. Where is it? Inbound, right there. Inbound access list is my ACL. If you had an outbound ACL, it's going to be right here. Right? Just remember that command right there. Show IP interface serial, and it'll show you, a lot of information about. I know show IP interface brief is a really popular command, but this is an underrated one right there. Show IP interface, and then whatever. It tells you which things are on or off, etc. You can't really get any traffic information though. If you want like size, like bandwidth and all that shit. But anyways, task 5, final task. We can wrap this up. I know I said that a million times. Clear the logs on router 3 by using the clear log command. So we go to router 3. And we say clear log. Do we want to clear the logging buffer? Yes. Boop. You gotta press enter. And then he said ping router 3 from router 1. So we're gonna go to router 1. And we're gonna ping from there to there, right? And right? Y'all did it? Y'all you guys using packet tracer or anything and experiment the same way? Like I am here? Don't just watch. So ping 172.16.1.1. No, he's 1.2 actually. Right? Right, he is 1.2. Let me get rid of all this shit. So I'm gonna have him ping to there. And he is 1.2, right? And then check the log on router 3 with the show log command. To make sure let's check our logs. So we cleared the logging buffer, show logging. And we got nothing in our logs right here, right? And we're gonna ping. I hope I did that logging correctly on. Oh yeah, I did because I did it on this router. We'll pray to the network gods. Ping router 3 from router 1 and check the log on router 3. So we're gonna ping it. Boop. We got 5 that were sent. We'll go to router 3, check the logs. It's not showing on our terminal, so we actually got to type in show log. Check the logs. Pray to the network gods, and nothing's there. What did we miss? Either our rule is wrong, or the logging is not turned on correctly, or there's something he forgot to tell us. Let's see. If you have configured your ACL correctly, you will have a log message about the ACL line permitting ICMP traffic to router 3. Telnet to router 3 from router 1, and then check the logs, and then do show log. If you've configured it correctly, you will have a log message. Well, guess what? I ain't got no damn log messages. So I got some troubleshooting to do. We need to fix something. Our logging. Logging is enabled here, clearly. There it is right here. What am I thinking? He permitted ICMP traffic. Let's do it again. What am I thinking? Let's see. Let's verify. Let's clear it and then check. Clear, log, right? And then try to ping. Ping. Oops. What am I thinking? Ping 172.16.1.2. Show log. We're gonna wrap this up, man. I'm missing something. Definitely missing something. It says 26 messages log, but I thought that's console. And that's buffered. Where the fuck are they though? They should be showing up in there. Maybe that's because you have to have a syslog server. I think that's the reason why. You know what it is? We got to do logging monitor, I think, to see it on our terminal here. So let's do that real quick. Let's see. I'm going to go to global config mode and test my theory out here. Logging monitor. There it is. I think that's what you got to do. He put logging buffered. I think that sends it to a syslog server if we had one, right? So let me see what he got there. No, because we would have at least gotten the logs and it would have showed up in here. But let's do that anyway. Let's see. I'm going to ping again. And now check the logs. Nope. Show logging. Nothing in there. And we did logging monitor, and it is probably because of the level. What am I doing wrong here? He said, what happens if they change the application? Am I freezing up over there? Y'all freezing up over there? Let me know if y'all can still hear me, man, because it looked like I got a spinning circle over there, and I hope y'all can hear me still. But anyways, we got some logging to fix here. Let's see what he put in there. Clear log, show log, and it showed up. We applied it inbound on serial 000, didn't we? Let's see. We did serial 000, 1.2, my ACL. Let's check and look at the ACL, show IP access list. Y'all run me with that like button. And also, run me, let me know if y'all can hear me, because I see it says error occurred. Oh, Lord. It says I'm disconnected here. It happens right when I damn, so we got some matches for sure. The ping is going through. Ping is going through. We didn't telnet yet, so that didn't work. But it's something with our logging that we got to fix. Use the logging buffered. That sets the buffering size. We did 7. If you specify a severity of 5, the router will switch log all messages from 5 and up to. To see debugging, you must enable a severity of level 7. I think that's the reason why. Our logging 6 is what jacked it up. So when we put the 6, that's what it is. This is what it is. I hope y'all can still hear me, man. Oh, you guys can still see me. Okay, you can still see me. So I hope you guys are joined on a Discord server. If not, let me put it in the chat, because it looked like the chat in the Discord server is still working, but YouTube ain't streaming right. Can y'all see me though? Let me know if you can see me. Appreciate that, Warren G. Damn, why this thing decided to mess up when I messed up the lab here? It's all good though. Let's do this. Logging. We need to let's do a show run real quick. I'm gonna take a look at this logging right here. This is what we gotta fix. Where is it? It is the logging. I didn't do the logging buffered here. Maybe I did it on router 1. Maybe that's what I did. Show run. Where was the logging buffered? I put a logging buffered 6 though, man, didn't I? I put that somewhere. There goes that log right there. My ACL permitted. Y'all see that? See? So it allowed that. But I wanted to see. What I wanted to see was I put logging buffered 6, man. What happened with that? Let's do logging buffered 7 real quick. Logging buffered, and then from here, not the size of the buffered, but the severity level. So we'll say informational, just like that right there. That I guess maybe it don't show up in the show run. Okay, so logging keywords, logging commands don't show up in running command in the running config. That's good to know. So now let's show log. Let's do that ping real quick, and then we're gonna telnet to it, and then we're gonna take a look at the logs. So ping 172.16.1.2. Oh yeah, y'all can see me. That's weird because it says an error occurred. Maybe I gotta refresh. Let me refresh. Connecting the stream. Do you have a rule set? Okay, good. You see y'all here, and y'all can see me. Good. Okay, I had to refresh. I see it now. All right, now I'm gonna ping again. Take a look at the logs. Pray to the network gods. I thought I would at least see them there, but if we do a show log, so they're being buffered, right? Logging. There they go, right there. Logging levels information. 33 messages logged. I thought they would show up in when you do a log, you can see the logs. I forgot how to turn that on. There's something I forgot to turn on. Let me look what he put in the guide here, in the solution. He just did, yeah, he did logging buffered. If you specify 5, it'll log all messages from 5 up to that severity level. It will log all messages up to that severity level. So we got to do 7 for that to show up, I believe. Go back to global config mode. Say logging buffered 7. No, I don't think that's it either. I don't think that's what I was trying to do. But we're going to do it anyway. Let's say logging buffered. And then here 7, which is that right there. If you do 7, that'll do that severity level severity level. And then let's ping there. Oh no, that's not it. That's not what I was looking for. I think old ping. I need to play a little bit more logging because I thought it would show up, and we did. Let's look at our access list. We got some matches for sure. I thought that log keyword would show up in our console output. I think that's what I gotta fix. We got Maddox 12 in the building. Shout out Maddox 12. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. We about to wrap this up, man. This is a quick lab that we just kind of experimenting with logging and ACLs put together. And let's go ahead and telnet to it as well. Telnet 172.16.1.2 and take a look at what's going on. Password set, but none required. We forgot to set the password. Who knows? Who cares? But there's the log that I was looking for. But that's the TCP, which is the telnet. So that's what I was looking for right there. But I wanted to see that with the telnet. I mean, with the pinging. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I gotta do logging. How you just do all? And get. No, I don't want to put 0. Because if I do that, if I specify a severity of 5, the router will log all messages up to and including that severity level. In other words, the device will log message levels 1 through 5. If you put a 5. So see debugging output, you must Enable level severity of 7. When logging debugging messages, ensure there's enough buffer space for these messages with the logging buffered command. So it's not logging buffered. That's not what I was trying to do. It was logging buffered because it was logging buffered and then the number. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna change logging buffered because that's the size that you of kind of like, let's say, let's do 4096 real quick. 4096, right? Nope. 69. 96. Nope. Clear logging buffer. See, there goes, it's permitted to ping traffic right there. Well, why did it do it later? That's what I'm confused about. I don't know, but see, source 1.1, which is this guy. Destination 1.2, that guy, obviously. I'm just wondering why the messages are coming later. I thought they'd come immediately. See, when I ping, boom, right now, I should get at least 5 messages, kind of like we did with the debugging. Who knows? I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I might lab tonight again. Lab number 98. Securing VTP domains. We'll probably do it, I'll probably lab around 9 o'clock tonight, because that'll give me enough time to hoop and just do some Saturday stuff, man. For now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.